We're supposed to do a owner profile with Lance. Don't see him around
You
anywhere.
heard my name?
Oh, there he is. Lance Milet Latondra, vital cog in the Forest Hills tech crew. What were you doing back there? Checking your scores?
Nothing important right now.
All right. Okay. Owner profile for Lance. He is the commissioner of the Stick and Puck Fantasy Hockey League,
Hello.
as well as a team owner of Staying Alive. First, some general interest, getting to know you questions. Favorite hockey team?
Montreal Canadiens.
Why?
I don't know. At first, it was because they had the most Stanley Cups. Because, I mean, when you're a kid and you're choosing your team, you don't necessarily have a very deep reason. Then Carey Price became my favorite player in the NHL, and over the years, it's just become my favorite team.
All right. How about interests, hobbies?
I don't know. I like playing video games. I like playing hockey whenever I get the chance. Not on ice, though. I can't skate. I don't know. Like hanging out with my friends. Nothing really, not too interesting. Yeah.
Well, that doesn't sound devoid of interest. Star of the last Floor Hockey League here, playing net.
Yeah.
I think you proclaimed yourself as the MVP of that floor hockey.
Well, I don't know if I said I was the MVP, but I definitely got a shutout. And I scored, and I got a goalie goal, which is nice.
Is that true?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, let's go on to some stick and puck focused questions. First of all, let's circle back to the name of that team, Staying Alive. What was the inspiration behind that name?
Funnily enough, I don't believe it was the song Staying Alive. If I remember correctly, the original intention behind the name was actually a joke. Thinking that, I'm just going to be on the precipice of, I'm just going to barely stay alive and I'm going to squeak into the playoffs. And that was the basis for the name. And, I didn't expect the season to go as it has.
We'll talk more about it in a moment. Let's think of your players. MVP of your team thus far.
MVP of my team. Well, I'd have to give it to Mikko Rantanen because he is my highest scoring player with 127 fantasy points. But there's a number of different players who are good on different weeks. Hyman has been great since I got him in the trade, which was obviously a fleece, as most people probably know, that Alex Ovechkin trade. Lindgren's had a couple good weeks, and Decord last week was good, 16 points. So I'd say those players have been pretty darn good for me.
All right, I asked for one MVP, not to list your entire team.
Well, yeah, I don't necessarily have just one.
All right, most disappointing player.
Early in the season it was Alex Ovechkin, but obviously he's not on my team anymore. So I'd probably have to give it to Cole Caulfield.
Ooh, Canadian player.
Yeah, I expected him to go for maybe 40, even maybe close to 50 goals this season, given his rate last year, 26 goals in about 40-something games. Sadly, he hasn't done that. This week, he is my leading scorer so far. Hoping he's turning this around. He's got two multi-point games in a row, three-game goal streak. So hoping he can turn it around. He hasn't been utterly disappointing, but I'd say Cole Caulfield. Hopefully he can turn it around though.
All right, now I think I know what your answer to this question will be, but I'll ask it anyway. Best acquisition for Staying Alive.
Best acquisition. Well, it's probably going to have to be Zach Hyman. But a close second would be Brock Besser, who I picked up in the second week, just prior to the second week, I believe, and has been quite reliable. He is the captain of Staying Alive after all.
Okay, I didn't realize you got him on the free agent wire.
Yeah, I picked him up after I think he has scored he had that 4-goal game against Edmonton early on, and I ended up picking him up, and he's been good.
All right, so you mentioned the inspiration behind that name, Staying Alive, and you hinted at some good news regarding your team. I took a look at your record today. It is 4-10.
Mm-hmm.
You started off winless. How many weeks did it take you to get your first victory?
I finally won in week 9 versus, at the time, I believe their name was Going Up in Flames.
Going Up in Flames.
Yeah.
And now you're 4-10. You've won 3 in a row.
Yeah.
But I checked the opponents. You've beaten Staying Alive, How Is This Happening, and Skill Stick Fail.
I'll have to stop you there.
Two of the coldest teams, and also the other one was Going Up in Flames, last place, Skill Stick Fail, last place. What do you have to say about that?
So first, what I was going to interrupt you for was you said I beat myself, which makes no sense. I did not beat myself.
Slay All Day was the one I was meaning to say.
The Going Up in Flames and How Is This Happening? I caught them on both weeks, especially Going Up in Flames, who had an awful week that week. It was my first win. I'll take it. I didn't have a great week myself. I think I put up only 80 points that week, but somehow got the win with Going Up in Flames 50 something. I believe my next win was my next win was Slay All Day. I forget exactly how that went, but I think it was pretty close, and I'm happy beating Slay. They've got, I believe, 6 wins on the season, so that's 2 more than I currently have. And at that point, they weren't as cold as they were. I think I handed them their 2nd loss in a row, or was that their 1st at the time? I don't know. I could have been their cause of this cold streak, maybe. How Is This Happening has been on a downfall. I mean, I got to win. I don't care. And then, yes, Skill Stick Fail is, I think, either last or second to last in the league. But that week, I scored 131 points to take the top score in the league that week and faced Skill Stick's second in the league top score that week with 128 points. It was a nail biter right down to the end. I was watching that game, the Toronto game, where Marner scored that goal near the end of the second period, I believe. And I was just at the edge of my seat watching that game, hoping he didn't score another one or get an assist or make it any closer than it was. But no, I'm happy with my team. Last week was an amazing week, 131 points. We're not off to as strong of a start this week, but I'm confident that we'll win our matchup with Doketown. The amount of players that we have, the amount of games that we have over them this week is phenomenal. Their Penguins only play 2 games this week at all, and so, I mean, I think I have double the amount of players today. Tomorrow he's got 1 more than me, and then Saturday we're about even, but then on Sunday again I have more players than him, so I think I'm confident that I'll win this next matchup and go 4 in a row.
All right, thank you for that very detailed answer.
You're very welcome.
What would you say, though, to those who say that Staying Alive is not a contender, but merely a pretender, not yet having that signature win, not beating Team 1, not beating Lenny's Legends, not even beating the Danglers, though you hope to this week, or even those rising clubs such as the Mustachios and Egg United? What about those ones who say the Staying Alive club is a pretender in this league?
Well, I'm going to be very frank. They're wrong. We had a slow start. A lot of our players from our draft were not producing. We made a couple bad moves, like dropping Vince Dunn, for example. But I think overall, the problem early in the season was that players weren't producing. That's changed around. Mikko Rantanen's been awesome recently. Tage Thompson has been great recently, although he's had that 1 bad game earlier this week. Cole Caulfield, like I said, is starting to light a fire on himself. I think we're in it. I think we'll make the playoffs. And
will you guarantee it? Will you guarantee it today?
I will guarantee it today. Staying Alive will make the playoffs.
All right. Thank you, Lance, for this. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.